Oh no! Ilhan Omar was dog whistling anti-Semitism. Oh geez, what was that? You mean she's done this before? Certainly, it must be a mistake. Wait, what's that? A third time? Wait, fourth, fifth? What are we on? Like five, six? Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me three times, I'm getting tired of this. Fool me four times. I don't think we're fooled at this point. I think we get what you're doing. But the fifth time, okay. Enough! Ilhan Omar, accused of dog whistle anti-Semitism after she posts tweet implying billionaire businessman Leon Cooperman is only supporting Michael Bloomberg's presidential run because he is Jewish. You see, here's the important thing. She tweeted, I wonder why that is though. Leon Cooperman says he will support fellow billionaire Michael Bloomberg for president. She said, I wonder why. Do you know why this is anti-Semitic? They're both Jewish. Here's the thing. Leon Cooperman isn't supporting Trump. Trump's a billionaire. What about Tom Steyer? He's a billionaire, right? I don't know. The point is, you want to act like, is that the joke? Like, I think the best defense they had is that, no, it's because they're billionaires. Yeah, I just don't think so. I think Ilhan Omar's been waving anti-Semitism in your face nonstop since she got elected, since before she got elected, when she was tweeting about Israel. And for some reason, not for some reason, we know why, they don't want to accept that they elected an anti-Semite. And she, like, come on, man. You know, I've referred to it in the past as crop dusting anti-Semitism. You see, what Ilhan Omar does is she doesn't say what, like, these, you know, you got a lot of memes that are very overt. No, she doesn't do that directly. She said Israel is hypnotizing the world. Wait. What do you mean by that? That's literally an old anti-Semitic trope about Jewish people hypnotizing, okay? And she said, no, that's not what I meant. Tell me more, Ilhan Omar. The first time you did it, I said, nah, I don't know about that. That's an awfully specific thing to say about a Jewish country. Okay, but fine. Then she tweeted it's all about the Benjamins. She's tweeted about, like, in a sense, the dual loyalty or the loyalty to money. And now she says, I wonder why. Did she wonder, like, if the argument is that she's claiming billionaires support billionaires, did she not think for a second that Leon Cooperman didn't support Donald Trump? You see where this is going. Let's read. We got a bunch of angry tweets. Ilhan Omar has come under fire and been accused of anti-Semitism. Again, you don't say. After sharing a tweet implying that American billionaire investor Leon Cooperman is backing Michael Bloomberg for president simply because he is Jewish. The Democratic congresswoman from Minnesota was slammed after she retweeted a news post announcing Cooperman will endorse fellow billionaire Bloomberg if he runs for president. She shared the tweet saying, I wonder why, with a thinking face emoji. The tweet reignited accusations of anti-Semitism against the liberal congresswoman. She's not a liberal, please. Give me that word back. She's a lunatic. I don't know what she is. With critics saying it was thinly veiled jab at their Jewish faith rather than their status as billionaires. Right. Because if it was about being a billionaire, she would have talked about Steyer or Trump, which she didn't. Makes you wonder what the other commonality between these two people really is. She was slammed for this tweet where she said, I wonder why. There's the thing. I can't stand the thinking emoji. And Ilhan Omar has adopted the Charlie Kirk method. And I'm just like, oh, man, you know, listen, you can have your opinions, Ilhan. Totally fine by me. I think they're awful. Charlie Kirk, his opinions are substantially less awful. I disagree with a lot of them, but he's an all right dude. I know a lot of people like him. He's nowhere near as bad as this. But I will absolutely denounce Charlie Kirk over that thinking emoji in literally every tweet he does. You know who he is? Charlie Kirk is I believe he's like the founder or like one of the highest up dudes at Turning Point USA. And in every tweet, he puts the thinking emoji. It's like, okay, I get it. It works for him. I know. I'm half kidding. But Ilhan Omar has been saying, let that sink in, and doing the thinking face emoji. I think they realized that conservatives know how to meme better than they do. They know how to do these cultural kind of like, I don't know, it just works. The thinking face and the let that sink in. And she's been adopting a lot of that. But anyway, I digress. I just had to do that because like every single tweet now from certain people is the thinking face emoji. Charlie Kirk I named, you know, and I'll let that sink in. And it's like, okay, it sank in, I get it. Cooperman said he will support former Mayor Bloomberg if he enters the 2020 Democratic primary for presidency. However, Bloomberg is not yet to formally announce his Is there a word missing? His presidential campaign. Reports say he is actively preparing to enter the primary and is expected to file the paperwork this week. I suppose you think it's all about the Benjamins, Michael Dickinson, the executive director of Stand With Us, a group that fights anti-Semitism, said in response. We get your insinuation true to form. Yes! Dude, listen, man. I'm going to be serious right now. You want to argue. She just made a mistake. Here's the way I put it. Oh, that's right. Ilhan Omar just slipped on a banana peel and performed a perfect round-off back layout. Flips land, perfect form. No, dude, she's not slipping on banana peels over and over again in accident. After how many times are you going to say, you're not fooling us, dude? We get it. We get what you think about these people. We get it. Listen, you can argue the all about the Benjamins thing was like, well, a lot of people came to her defense saying, look, come on, she probably meant this. We're stacking grains of sand in a heap, and the pile is right in front of us, okay? I love this analogy. How many grains of sand make a heap? Let's call that heap anti-Semitism. How many times does she have to do this till we're finally like, there's a huge pile of sand right there with anti-Semitism written all over it? Come on. Omar very carefully making an anti-Semitic tweet with just enough vagueness to claim that actually she meant it was about the Benjamins and not about religion. But everyone knows what she meant, which is why she continues to do it, Twitter user Josh Jordan wrote. Yes, we get it, because she's not praising Trump. She's not talking about billionaires supporting Trump. She isn't saying that. Isn't it weird then? If the commonality about why he's supporting him was a billionaire and it was about money, he'd certainly be behind someone else who's wealthy, and Trump has given tax cuts to corporations and to the rich. Wouldn't that make sense? This, in my opinion, is the definitive slam down. If you want to claim a billionaire is going to support Bloomberg, but Bloomberg is progressive and to an extent and arguing for taxes and Trump is doing the tax cuts, sorry, I'm not buying it. We know you're giving a wink, wink, nudge, nudge every other day to these freaky weirdos with insane conspiratorial beliefs who just don't like Jewish people. We get it. But you know what? People on the left, it's tribal. They refuse. I mean, look at Virginia, right? You got a governor who did blackface more than once. And were they outraged? No, they swept the state with Democrats. They don't care. And I'm not trying to pick on Democrats. Republicans are the same. People are going to vote for Trump because they believe in Trump and they want to win. I understand there are people who genuinely support Trump, but a lot of people genuinely oppose the Democrats, and so they'll vote Trump. But a lot of Democrats genuinely just oppose Trump, so they're going to vote Democrat no matter what their side does. I'll tell you this. People do not hold their own communities accountable. Fact. Now, sometimes they do, but for the most part, they don't. It's why activists say snitches get stitches. It's why police say don't cross the thin blue line. And it's why wealthy elites say don't report on this story about Jeffrey Epstein because we don't want to hurt our friends who are billionaires. Yeah, so we get it. To an extent, you could argue that the billionaire elites are, birds of a feather who flock together. However, in this regard, let's break down what we know. This guy's endorsing Bloomberg, or he's going to stand behind him. They're both billionaires. Steyer, I think Steyer's rich, right? You could argue he'd endorse him. Donald Trump is giving benefits to the rich. That would make way more sense. No, the commonality is Jewish. Isn't that funny how they do that? However, many were quick to come to Omar's defense, saying her critics were honing in on the wrong facts. She shared a tweet defending her, saying, "Oh, for God's sake, stop this ridiculousness. This obsession with every word says," or this is the problem. Omar look, Josh Jordan. Some of these people are not. These are not right-wing people. Ilhan Omar doesn't tweet alone. She has a media team whose job is to prevent her from saying offensive things. Either she can't find anyone that is knowledgeable about anti-Semitic dog whistles, despite Jews begging her to educate herself, or they know what she says hurts us. Is that another anti-Semitic slur? What do those two gentlemen have in common? I wonder what it could be. That's what she was saying. I looked up and I guess he is Jewish. I think Martina is over it. There is no effort to twist anything, and you know this. Dog whistles are called like that on purpose and have meaning behind it. At the same time, there are news on Bezos, who chatted with Bloomberg, but she picks another billionaire who happens to be Jewish and makes a pretty vague. He probably goes on, but that's exactly my point. There are a ton of other billionaires. There's a couple other. There's Donald Trump, but no, this guy is choosing to support the Democrat, who's probably going to be more progressive. Why wouldn't he support the guy giving him a tax break if it was about being a billionaire? Oh, it's because Ilhan Omar doesn't like Jewish people. Extremely this. The latest effort to twist Omar's words and impute anti-Semitism to what's obviously a pretty standard observation about billionaires sharing similar political views is outrageous. No, it's not. And this is them running defense. Because I can say the Donald Trump thing over and over again, but you get the point. One critic responded saying, there is no effort to twist anything and you know this. Yeah, we get it. In March this year, Omar was accused of anti-Semitism at the Council of American Islamic Relations in D.C. when she downplayed 9/11, saying some people did something. You know, like, we get it, man. She does this all the time. They say throughout her time in office. Let's tack on a little bit more. How about the fact that she's in favor of BDS, boycott, divest, and sanction of Israel, and then when it came to sanctions on Turkey over the attacks, impending attacks on northern Syria and the Kurds, she says, but sanctions could be devastating and have unintended consequences. I can't back that. Oh, you know what, man? Here's the way I see it. If you think sanctions are bad, then sanctions are bad, and you'll probably be opposed to sanctions. However, if you don't like Jewish people, like Ilhan Omar clearly doesn't, you will support something that's damaging to them, but pretend it's about something else. Otherwise, you'll get called out, probably not get elected. Well, I mean, it depends how many people in your district agree with you. If you are not doing this on principle, you will say, Turkey, we can't hurt Turkey, and you'll make it about something else. But Israel? Oh, it's a different story. So it's not principle. It's tribalism. It's you saying, my tribe is immune, will not be held accountable. And she does this all the time. In February, she shared a post saying, anti-Semitism is real, and I am grateful for Jewish allies and colleagues who are educating me on the painful history of anti-Semitic tropes. My intention is never to offend my constituents. You know what it is? Let me just make it really simple. It may not be that she's sitting there laughing at happy merchant memes. It may be that she grew up with a family in a culture that was deeply anti-Semitic. Okay? Her family was probably, and so her worldview is shaped by that. She doesn't even realize that she's doing this, right? All she knows is ingrained in her personality are deeply anti-Semitic tropes. And so to her, it's normal to say these things. In her community, it's normal to say these things. And when she gets called out for it, she's like, why is everybody mad? I didn't do anything wrong. I'm just saying what people think, No, that's not true. You're not saying what people think. You're saying awful, horrifying things. And people are telling you to stop. Here's the problem. She apologizes for it, saying, oh, I didn't realize. You know what? You know what it is? When she says Israel hypnotizes the world, when she says all about the Benjamins, she genuinely didn't realize that that is not a common view, that people believe Jewish people are doing these things and it's deeply offensive. So when she was called out, she was probably shocked, like, oh heavens, I just thought people believed these things. Every time they call her out and she's shocked, she could be lying, or it could be that it's ingrained in her personality. So now when we have this tweet where she's looking at two Jewish guys being like, of course they support each other, once again, people are going to say, dude, that's ridiculous, man. Their politics are more important than their personal background. Now we can talk about tribalism, and are there people who are Jewish will probably defend Jewish people? Well, of course, there are Christians who will defend Christians. But this idea that these two people are somehow part of the tribe. I mean, there are people who are Jewish, they call it the tribe. But the idea that supersedes policy is completely ridiculous, okay? We know what she's saying. We know exactly what she's saying. You want to know why this guy is backing Bloomberg? They're probably friends. That's the most important thing, okay? You can have friends from all different backgrounds, all different cultures. That's probably it. And he's probably not friends with Donald Trump. It's simple. She's going to keep doing it, and they're going to keep defending her. And Bernie Sanders hired Linda Sarsour, so don't give me any of that. I'm not playing it. Stick around. Next segment's coming up at 1 p.m. On this channel, and I will see you all then.